Hey everybody, this is Michael from Maximum Threshold with legendary vocalist supreme from Stryper, and also did a stint in Boston, Michael Sweet. How are you, Michael?
Hey buddy, good to be here, man.
So
this is difficult because I'm listening to the band with one side of my brain and listening to you. Who's playing right now? Do you know?
I can say in a second.
Anyway,
I'll
doesn't
tell you
matter.
in a second. So
Good to be here.
first of all,
Firehouse.
Firehouse. First of all, you still sound amazing.
Thank you.
You still look amazing. I mean, dude, you're like, I'm not saying this to pick on you. I would guess that you got to be at least 8, 9 years older than me. You look at least 15 years younger.
I'm going to be 53 in July.
Yeah. I mean,
So I'm getting up there, man.
so you know, you're one of the few true survivors that made it out from our era, and actually still perform at the same level.
Thank you so much.
What
Too
kind of
kind.
what
I'm
kind
turning
of
red.
what kind of vocal exercises do you do to keep your voice from, like, a lot of guys just lose it?
You know, I don't do a lot, believe it or not. I mean, I do some right before the show, an hour or so before the show. But some guys are doing vocal exercises all day long because I've been in the same dressing room with them and I hear them, which is great. That's pretty amazing. That takes a lot of discipline. I don't do that. I find that when I vocalize too much before a show, I'm tired for the show. So it's a fine line. You got to be really careful. You want to warm up your chords, but you don't want to overwork your chords. So when you have to go sing an hour and a half, you're not going to get through the set. But what I do find is when I go out and sing, it takes me 2 or 3 songs to start getting warmed up. First 2 or 3 songs are kind of rough, at least to me. I don't know if they sound rough or not, but I feel like I'm having to really push a little more to get the stuff out. And then by the 3rd or 4th song, I'm feeling more comfortable. Then by the end, I'm ready to go. I want to say, let's do the set over again, because that's when I'm really at my peak, you know, at the end. But there's no specific exercise. I drink throat coat tea. I try not to talk a lot. I try to drink a lot of water, which I'm not very good at. And then vocalize a little bit with some strange noises that people get freaked out by when they hear them. Like, ooh, and I do weird stuff.
Did you have to do anything different when you did the run with Boston?
Well, you know what? I didn't do anything different. The only thing I did different for that tour is I went and had my vocal cords checked.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I started having, they put a scope up your nose and they go down to your cords, and you can see your cords on the screen, you know. And I had them checked because I just wanted to make sure I didn't have any nodules or anything, and I was fine. They said my cords looked like a kid's cords. They said they're fine, perfect. And, you know, I tried to eat a little healthier and take care of myself. And the most important thing is getting rest as a singer. If you don't sleep, you're not going to sing in top form.
And you're very well renowned as being a nice guy, like gracious, nice.
Talk to my wife.
But like,
She's busy.
and you know, maybe some of it's karma because you are gracious and kind to people. Maybe it comes back. It helps keep you young and keeps, you know, like some people are rotten to the core and they just eventually they get what's coming to them.
I know. Well, the thing is, you know, there are times, I'll be honest, when I don't want to talk to people.
Like right now?
Well, no, not now. But there are times when you just got bad news.
Yeah.
Or you're 10 minutes late to sound check.
Yeah.
And you just gotta go deal, and I tunnel vision. You know, you're focused on that one thing, and then someone comes up and say, "Can you sign these 10 things?" And you want to say, "No, I can't." You know, but you can't. You have to be gracious, and I'll do my best. I'll say, "Hey, guys, you know what? I'm really busy. I'll sign them right when I'm done. I'm so sorry." You know, that kind of thing. You gotta treat people with respect, because the thing is they deserve it. And if you don't treat them with respect too, we live in an age where, you know, everyone's going to know it. You got to be really careful, and you got to treat people with respect. You just do. You know, you can find yourself in a lawsuit. You can find your video on YouTube, and it's a crazy world out there. And these guys that are so rude to fans, and I've witnessed that too. That's pretty mind-boggling. Hard to believe some of the things that are done and said. It's like, wow.
So
I don't have that in me. I can't do that.
Yeah. So Stryper's getting ready to gear up for a new tour. and I follow you on Facebook and stuff, so I know like you always ask, what do you think we should do for the new record?
Yes.
How much of that do you take into account, or are you guys just going to do your thing?
We'll do our thing, but we take a lot into account. Like, for example, people I ask people what song I should do here, Honestly or Lady, which of the two ballads, and more people said Lady, I did Lady.
Yeah.
I mean, I take that kind of stuff into account.
You got to do Honestly, though.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Well, I already performed. I did Lady.
I mean,
but you
general.
mean for the set? Well, we'll do that. We'll do it in the set later in the year, because we're going to do a Fallen set list with no To Hell with the Devil songs, and we're going to do a To Hell with the Devil set list. All To Hell with the Devil songs.
This run coming up?
Coming up, yeah. That'll happen. The To Hell with the Devil set will happen in September.
Oh man,
Starting. And then the Fallen tour starts in June. So it's going to be fun. But you know what? I do take it into account. If I ask people on Facebook, and 1,000 people comment, and it's viewed by thousands of people about, do you want us to have a ballad on the next album? And 90% of them say no, we're probably not going to do a ballad on the next album. Because it's a good indication of what the fans want. And we want to please ourselves, but we want to please the fans too. We want everyone to be happy. That's important to us. Some bands just basically say F you to the fans.
Yeah. And
we don't care, well, they're the ones buying tickets and buying your albums. You better care,
Yeah, so
it's crazy.
Where can everybody find out all the news about Stryper and even your solo stuff?
You could go to Facebook /Stryper, Facebook /The Michael Sweet. Those two Facebook pages are pretty much
And that's where everybody can find your tour dates.
Stryper.com, of course, is the site. Everyone can find all the merch there, the tour dates, all kinds of stuff. We just added a bunch of tour dates. We just added a bunch of merch.
Okay.
We've got dog collars now.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, we've got dog collars.
Oh, you're like
We've got, mugs, t-shirts, we've got patches, tattoos, stickers. There's all kinds of stuff.
I missed out
Crazy.
on the pre-order when you had it was one of the last albums that it was the all over print on the shirt.
Oh yeah, that was
missed
the
out on it.
limited Fallen and To Hell with the Devil album cover shirt.
Yeah, I
it
was
cool.
bummed I missed out on it.
Yeah,
Someone
man.
told me about it late, but so
Might be able to hook you up.
oh boy. So
Yeah.
I saw like you guys just came back from Japan and you had the suits on.
We did.
You're gonna do that in America?
We're doing that for the To Hell with the Devil tour. Yeah, we're wearing those suits every night.
Yeah.
The outfits, and the thing about them is they're hot.
Oh, I bet.
Because they're layered. Jacket, vest, shirt. You're layered up, and you get so hot in those things. I'm so used to going out on stage with a t-shirt and a pair of jeans, and being comfortable. Those are not comfortable, but people go crazy for those. We did Japan. It was a sold-out show, and they went nuts for that look and that sound. They love it.
So
Blows my mind.
when this tour that's coming up, after the tours are done, is there going to be a new album in the works? Or?
Yes, we got an acoustic album coming out into this year, hopefully. A solo album coming out in June-ish. And we're going to start on a new all-original Stryper album probably in January.
January?
That'll come out end of next year.
Yeah. 'Cause, a lot of people don't realize certain bands are still very active.
Yeah.
And still putting out very good material. I mean, a lot of people wanted to say, oh, why is Stryper doing a cover album?
Yeah.
Stryper, that cover album kicked ass.
Thank you.
All the albums
Thank you. It was
are.
fun.
It's great. And someone's like, oh, why do they need to do that? Maybe you wanted to do it, right?
Well, I mean, it was an opportunity for us to show the world where we come from.
Yeah.
Musically, our history. And all those bands, all those songs are what made us a band. Inspired us to be a band.
Yeah.
So, it's important. It's an important part of our history. So why not show that to people? I think most people liked it. I mean, we play those songs live and people go crazy. So the ones that don't appreciate it or don't like it, I think it's very, very small minority.
You can't please everybody, right?
You're never going to please everybody. I mean, and unfortunately we try to. We spend a lot of time trying to please everyone. And that doesn't work. You know, at some point you just kind of have to, you know, just say, hey, we let this go, and we got to do what we got to do.
Yeah. And another thing, I forgot to talk to you about this way back when I talked to you before, and you told me that your brother came up with the color scheme.
He did. He did.
Did you ever forgive him for that?
Yeah, you know, here's the thing. When he was doing that, he started painting his drums yellow and black way back in the 70s. And I had just joined his band. I joined his band when I was 12 years old. And he didn't want me in the band because I was just this punk brother, you know. And my dad kind of talked him into it. And he was starting to do yellow and black stuff then. And I remember I never said it, but I thought, this is kind of corny, you know. I didn't like it. And I just thought, oh man, yellow and black. And yellow's never been my favorite color. I mean, I was thinking, gosh, I wish it was red and black, or, you know, blue and black or whatever. But he did yellow and black, and then it just kind of took off. And then he said, can I do your guitar? And I was reluctant. I said, he did it. And then it just continued. And then we started going out and buying carpet and painting it, literally with spray can paint. And wearing yellow and black, and I kind of got suckered into it, man. You know, there was no turning back once we were known for the yellow. We became the Yellow and Black Attack.
Did you guys even have like a yellow and black tour bus?
We never had a yellow and black tour bus.
Could you imagine barreling down the highway,
Yeah.
and all the people just following? Oh my God, it's
Never
Stryper.
had it, dude. Never had it. But we did have a yellow and black limo.
Oh, that's cool.
We did. We had a yellow and black limo. The woman that invested in us early on, Darren Hinton, she bought us a limo. It wasn't our thing. Okay, we got a lot of grief for that, but it was like, you guys should be riding around in a limo. Okay, and she put yellow stripes all over it.
Was your brother a Steelers fan?
No, my brother probably couldn't name one football team. I really don't think he could. I could probably name 2 or 3. I don't think Rob could name one. But it just became a thing, man. You know,
Yeah.
yellow and black.
It worked though, right?
It worked. It still does. People like it. People expect it. I remember we used to go out and steal road signs because my brother wanted them on the rehearsal room wall, so everything was yellow and black. So we'd go out late at night and climb up on the poles and unscrew the bolts and throw them in the car.
I used to have to take a couple because I had a car that the catalytic converter burned out the carpet and it rusted through.
Yes.
And I had to take a stop sign and kind of cut it and put it in there.
Oh man.
And the funny thing is I had this girlfriend in high school.
Yeah.
And she gave me, like when we broke up, I stole her Stryper's cassettes, by the way.
You stole their Stryper cassettes?
Yeah.
That kind of defies the message, but go
Hey,
on.
he started. He stole something first.
No, we did. We stole signs. This
But-
was before our church going
But
days.
the stop sign would get hot, and it like would she dropped her sunglasses and they melted.
Oh.
I think that might even be why we broke up. But I kept it straight. They were in my car. What was I gonna do? What was I gonna do? You know. And the other thing is, when I was talking about going back to that era, the albums always sounded sonically so much more like big. Like now you can get that big production, but back then. You got your albums always sounded so full. The drums were always like so crisp, and
We tried. We always tried to make it sound the best it could sound. You know, it was very important to us. And you know, with a lot of bands, the drums are important, or the guitars are important, and everything else kind of lacks. With a lot of mixes, at least that's my opinion. But with Stryper, we always tried to make everything sound great: bass, drums, guitars, vocals, and. I think we've achieved that on a few albums. I'm pretty pleased with how.
I mean, like
the new album, Sound Fallen, No More Animal Debate, and then going back, I love To Hell with the Devil, Against the Law, how that sounds sonically. I like Soldiers Under Command.
how could you not?
That's a classic Stryper album. You know, if someone said recommend an album for us, I'd say Soldiers Under Command.
Every time I put I have a Stryper playlist on my iPod, or I'll put on one of the albums. My boss will walk back.
You what?
I'll put like one of the albums on at work,
Yeah.
like on my iPod. My boss will walk back,
Oh yeah.
and they'll be like, "Hey, listen to Stryper."
Someone will walk back.
Like my boss, every time he will walk back. I could listen to it like a week in a row, and he'll come back and be like, yeah, Stryper. It's like, it's so ironic, you dirty Jew listening to Stryper. Oh, like, it's good music, what can you do, right? But I know...
We'll convert you one day, Mike.
I know. Well, the funny thing is I used to go to Sunday school, because
Yeah.
they'd want me to go, my family would want me to go with my grandparents. But I know you're short on time, so we'll wrap this up. One more time, tell everybody where they can find info, tour dates, buy merchandise, music, instead of stealing the music.
They can get it at Stryper.com, michaelsweet.com, of course, solo stuff, Amazon, iTunes, gosh, where else? Of course, Spotify. You can stream it at Spotify, but I don't really plug Spotify.
Yeah. Don't you need like...
Yeah, it shows, of course.
Doesn't Spotify, you need like 1 million listens to get like 10 cents
It's
or something crazy like that?
Yeah, the artists don't really get paid for
Yeah.
Spotify, and it's just such an interesting concept. And I'm not a fan of iTunes either, because people, in the old days, it used to be about buying the album.
Yeah.
People would go to Tower Records, buy the album, and hold it and go, wow, and listen to the whole album. Nowadays, you go to iTunes or Spotify, but if you go to iTunes, you download, you listen to the samples, right?
Yeah.
And you go, oh, I like that one. I don't like that one, that one, that one, that one. Oh, I kind of like that one. And you download those two you kind of like. You don't download all the songs. Yeah. And it's made as an album. It's like going and with a movie that's made and only buying certain clips of the movie. Mm-hmm. You're not seeing the whole movie. Because you like that scene or you like that scene. It's ludicrous to me. It doesn't make sense. It never has.
Yeah. Like just imagine if you were like did a concept album, and someone only wanted to buy 1 or 2 of the songs. You know.
It just makes no sense to me. And you know, you can't force people to buy music, but I wish that there was a way where you buy the album or you don't buy anything.
Yeah.
And that's the way it should be.
Yeah, you get it all or you get nothing.
You get it all or you get nothing. And because bands spend 3 months and $100,000 making an album, and it's their blood, sweat, and tears, life work for people to download one song.
Yeah.
It's sad.
It's almost a slap in the face sometimes.
Kind of is.
Because you get like the real fans that'll buy stuff.
Yeah.
And
I mean, there's always going to be songs you skip on any album or you don't like as much. I mean, that's from the beginning of time. That's the way it's always been.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your time, Michael.
Hey, brother. Thank you, guys. No problem, man.
Stop this. Can we do a promo ID?
You got it. Oh, yes. These chairs are not.